Bold stories, cinematic vision. What's your medium? An art canvas, music, the open road. Who defines how stories are told? Writing, photos, rhythm, movement. This is where dreams and visions collide. This is legacy built through vision.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, where my water? Let me get that quick. Mic check. Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. Let's do this, man. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people all over the world, this is the House of NIXON web series. I am your humble and grateful host, and I go by the name of, well, you already know who I am. It's your boy, NIXON. And this is episode 3, the rap game and the publishing game part 2. If this is your first time here with us tonight, or if this is your second or your third time here with us, you already know it, man. I appreciate y'all, because y'all could be anywhere else in the world tonight, but y'all are here with me. Yeah. How's everybody doing, man? What's going on? Yeah, my American friends, how was Thanksgiving? Yeah, y'all good? Y'all good? Everybody happy? Everybody grateful, man? The year is coming close to an end, but we still have time, though, man. Still have time. Get out there and finish strong, baby. Finish strong. Oh, man. No new news for me, to be honest with y'all. But it dawned on me that I didn't ask y'all what y'all thought about the trailer. The trailer was released, a month ago? October 30th was the trailer. And then we did the book cover. What do y'all think? Huh? So the book trailer, that concept right there, that is some of what I mean by bold stories and cinematic vision. And I wanted to do that trailer with no voiceover, because a lot of trailers that I see are either AI generated or a bunch of photos, and usually the author is just talking, doing their voiceover from beginning to end, and they don't know how to play with the emotional side of it. So I wanted to capture what the novel is about. So that's what we did, and I wanted it purposely to look like it was a trailer for a TV show or a movie show. This is just more things for me to add to my resume for future use. And then the book cover, me and my artists. If you haven't followed my video about the book cover and how that all came, I'll just go ahead and just repeat this really quick. But him and I, we worked together, my boy Di, and I wanted the book cover to capture exactly what the book was about. And there's a lot of symbolism in there. And obviously you have the Oresund Bridge in the background, and you have the turning torso in the background, which symbolizes that you are now in Mama, Sweden. And, you know, we have the owl on there, the diary, the dagger, the blood, the snow, the dark blue hues. It's all tells you about the book before you even get into the book. Because for me, you know, a lot of artists now, or a lot of indie authors, and even the traditional publishing books that I'm seeing lately, the book covers are just like all the same style. It's like no one is original anymore. So we had to break the mold. And across, you know, the rest of the books in the series, and I know I haven't said how many books are in the series yet, and I'm intentionally keeping that close to the chest, but we'll talk about that at another date. But the books, the covers, you know, they all go together across the series. So they're all unified. So that's something that I definitely wanted to touch base. But tell me what y'all thought. Tell me what y'all think, man, about the trailer and about the book cover. So this episode tonight, this is part 2 of the rap game and the publishing game, and we're going to get into it a little bit more deeper. And we're going to discuss the query trenches and my time in the query trenches. So let's just dive into it. Let's just get to it, because I'm ready to get into this and I'm ready to get to the next episodes. So with no further ado, here we go. All right. So the banking industry, right? I think I talked about it last episode, but we'll recap. Risk mitigation, right? That's a big thing in the underwriting side of the bank. And how does that work with publishing? Well, agents and publishers, they are doing their own risk mitigation as well. And agents in particular, they are not incentivized to take chances on some of the more risky books. And even if your story is not risky, if it doesn't fit what's in market, then there's a good chance that it may not get picked up, regardless of how good or how well written it is. Because your book, once it gets picked up, you're gonna have professional editors from that publisher who's gonna work with you, so they're gonna make the book even better. You still have to have a polished manuscript when you show up, but it doesn't even matter if they read your synopsis and it's not what's in market right now. So if you pay attention, you will see that on any given year, it seems like it's the same kind of books that are being released just from various different publishers. But it's like the storylines are all the same. Different characters, but same tropes, all that stuff, right? So the cost of entry, or I should say the barrier of entry into the literary world, is very slim. Essentially, you just write the manuscript and then you just hop in the query trenches. Or you become a self-published author and you just put your book out there. But there's a lot of nuances that go into it. So, the query trenches, what is it? I love to call the query trenches the query lottery. It's a lottery. And the reason why I say that is because the chances of you being picked by an agent liking your book and requesting the full manuscript, it's pretty slim. And usually the process goes, you write the manuscript, right? And you pick out the agents that you want to work out with. I think it's, what's it called? You could go on Publishers Marketing or something like that. I forgot the name of it. You could go to querytracker.com, and the other way is just to go to the actual agencies, their websites, and then just read through their agents, read their criteria for what they're looking for or what kind of books that they represent. And then you either email them or you get on Query Tracker and you fill out the form. Typically, they either ask for the first 50 pages, or they ask for the first 3 chapters, or they ask for the first 10 pages. I've seen some that only ask for the first chapter, and I've seen some that just straight up ask for a synopsis, and that's it. So you write your letter, and then you follow the protocol on how they want your manuscript, and you send that off to them. Once you send it off to them, that's pretty much it. And then it's just a waiting game at that point. And I think the fastest response time is like 8 weeks. So that's already 2 months out the gate. Now, You're not just sitting there for 2 months doing nothing, waiting for a response. You're querying constantly. You're sending your manuscript out to numerous agents. Now, I'm not going to say that it's ancient wisdom, but typically, if I don't know, a few weeks have gone by, you usually don't need to wait for those 8 weeks to realize that you haven't been selected. Now, some agents are extremely slammed because, again, the barrier to entry is very low. You just send an email out. So they get numerous emails a day. I can't even imagine what their inbox looks like in a week. Some of your stuff may end up in the slush pile. They may not even read it, your email. So it takes weeks, it takes months. And let's say you do receive an email back from them and they want to read the rest of your manuscript. So then you'll send them the full manuscript at that point, and then it's just another waiting process. And you have to wait for them to come back and tell you, hey, I would love to represent you. Now, there is a good chance that after they read that full manuscript and another month or 2 or 3 months have gone by, you receive an email from them saying, hey, read it, you're a good writer, but I don't have the bandwidth, or I don't think that I am the agent to represent you. So on the best case scenario, you've lost, 3-4 months have gone by. So that's a process right there within itself. And I've seen many people on Twitter, or X, I should call it, right? TikTok, Threads, IG, Facebook, who will try to motivate you when they would tell you, listen, I've waited 12 months before I heard back. I waited 16 months, 24 months before I heard back from an agent. And they'll try to motivate you and they'll tell you, hey, just keep at it, keep working at it. And people will send out 120 to like 200 query letters. Now, I call it the lottery because of the chances of you getting picked. Now, let's say that you go through that whole process, the agent hits you up, they want to read your full manuscript, they read the full manuscript, they like it, they want to represent you. Now you enter the next stage of the query trenches. The agent will have you edit some, and then they'll ship it off to different editors at different publishing companies. And then it's another wait game. There's a lot of waiting. Now, the editor has to either accept the book or they'll reject it. And if you get enough rejections, your agent comes back to you and they'll tell you, hey, your book, it died on submission. That means that no publisher wants your book. Now, on the flip side, if you do have an editor who wants to work with you, then that's when, the contracts happen and then boom, boom, boom. Hey, congratulations, you're a traditional author and all that jazz, right? But then once it gets there, then you still have to wait. There's the whole editing process and then wait. And then usually your book doesn't come out for best case scenario, 12 months. So through that whole process, you're looking at about anywhere from 18 months on a good day till your book hits the shelf. And that's from querying to your sell date. 18 months. And that's extremely fast. That's super fast. That's not typical. That's not how that usually happens. Keep that in mind. And that's the query lottery. Now, for me, I was in the lottery for 2 weeks. I had queried WME, which is William Morris Endeavors. I went for the big fish off the bat. And then I queried, I think they're called CCA, another big one. United Talent Agency is another big one. I did the big ones, right? After 2 weeks, I was like, this isn't it. This is not what I want to do. So I withdrew everything and I went my own route. And the reason I want my own route is because it only made sense. And it made sense from one, a business standpoint, and two, from a proof of concept standpoint. My type of book doesn't fit the mold right now of what traditional publishing is looking for. My book is great, but it doesn't fit, whatever tropes that are flooding the social media networks. It's just not in that type of lane. So it wasn't going to get picked up, not anytime soon. And in those 18, 24 months of me waiting and waiting and waiting, I could produce similar quality to traditional publishing, and I could go hit the ground grassroots style and do my own marketing and make things move on my own. And if I can make it move on my own, just imagine what you could do when you do get those marketing dollars from a top 5 publisher. So 2 weeks and I was gone. So when I look at the template that has already been built for us, and this is why I tell authors, if you want to go traditional publishing, which I do, right? And I've said this before, my whole thing isn't to circumnavigate traditional publishing. What we're doing at House of NIXON is building a catalog and proof of concept. So that way we avoid the query trenches, because the query trenches is just that. It's just the trenches, and only a few people are going to get picked up. And those people who get picked up, the conversations are going to be very, very different than the authors who show up with something of value that has already been proven, that already took the risk away from the publisher. E.L. James, the author of 50 Shades of Grey. 50 Shades of Grey was, that was based, I think it was what's it called? It was like a fan fiction. It was a fan fiction based off of Twilight. And then she went back, I guess, and like redid it and rewrote it. And those books were sold online. She self-published, built up a big following, and then traditional publishing came. Andy Weir, The Martian, self-published, built a following. Then traditional publishing came knocking on the door. Who else I got on here? Colleen Hoover. Her debut, Slammed, was self-published. Look at her now. John Locke. He sold, I don't know, a couple million ebooks, self-published. And then traditional publishing came. Why is that important? Because a lot of people They want recognition before credibility. They want these deals before putting in the work. I see these social media authors all over TikTok and IG, Threads and X, constantly complaining about book sales or complaining about how much it costs for them to produce a book. And anyway, right? And for me, I'm like, that's all par for the course. That's what you're supposed to do. It's going to cost you money. Your first book isn't going to have big sales. But see, the problem is a lot of them are relying on social media for validation. They want their first book to pop. They want it to pop so quick, man. And it just doesn't work like that. No. But what we're doing, as I've said before, we're already operating out of the red. But we're playing the long game. You see, I already know the first book, only a few ears are going to get it. But when they see the quality of the production and they go back and they see the videos and they see this YouTube video and they see the trailers that we put out, the content that we build, and they see the cinematic vision, and then they read book 2, and then they read my second book. Notice I said book 2 and my second book. You'll catch on later. And then they read the third book, and then the fourth, right? They get to about that 3, 4. That's when they'll go back and they'll retroactively check out the catalog, and then they'll see, oh, this guy has something. My time and effort is better off spent building a brand, building credibility. You know what I'm saying? When they see House of NIXON, the logo on a book, they know what that represents. Quality, structure, no loose ends, no shortcuts, standards, discipline, intentionality. They see that, they recognize that, and then they read the book and they know the value before they even open up the first page. And a lot of you social media authors are missing that. Y'all looking to go viral. This is supposed to be art. But because of the cost of entry is so low, social media has cheapened the product. Y'all have cheapened the work. Y'all have cheapened the art that goes into it. And that's the reason why y'all are so comfortable churning out a bunch of books with no substance, and it's just trope heavy with the same book cover and the same marketing plan. Put your boots on the ground and go hand out some free books. Go have them strategically placed. Go to a small bookstore, a coffee shop. Put on an event. Is this a hobby or a career? Because a lot of y'all confuse me. And it's looking real hobbyish. Real hobbyish. Anyway, that was one of my little rant. Build, build, build. That is the name of the game. Build something that's worth lasting. And just like in sports, right? A lot of people say, well, if you live in a small town, you won't get recruited. And here's the truth about that. If you are a great football player, basketball player, baseball player, soccer player, whatever the case may be, It doesn't matter what town you live in. If you're good, they will find you. They will find you. And that's no different than your writing career. If you are a writer and you are good and you produce quality, and that's quality in your writing, and that's quality in your packaging, and you find your niche, you find your market, and you target them, and you bring your product to them, and you build that loyal fan base who keeps coming back, they will start marketing your book for you. That's where the word of mouth comes in. People start posting online. You want your social media posts. That's where that's going to come from organic growth. Next thing you know, these small libraries start carrying your books, these small bookshops, these small coffee shops. People in your community, they start carrying your books because now you're in tune with it. I really don't care for the social media communities. Yeah, I look at them, but I'm really just looking to see what's going on in it. And every time I look, I'm just like, yeah, nothing like them. We're not even building the same thing. Take the risk yourself is essentially what I'm saying. And essentially what I'm also saying is if you want to go the traditional published route, the best way to do it, the template that has already been shown numerous times, is self-published, but self-published with quality. Don't let standards slip. And when you do that and you build your own market, the publisher comes. And those conversations are a lot different than the conversations that they have with the people that they picked out of the query trenches. You see, when you come from the query trenches and you happen to make it, that conversation is more like, here's what we're offering. Take it or leave it. But when you produce something yourself and there's numbers behind it that's undeniable, that conversation now becomes, hey, how can we work with each other? That's a different convo. Now we're doing business talks. Now we're doing business talks when we do that. A lot of your favorite authors were all self-published first because they understood that, one, you can't wait for permission, right? I couldn't wait 24 months to get a yes or no. I needed to know now. So I just built it myself. Robert Greene, he the author of 48 Laws of Power, he often talks about, I forgot the name of it, but he said people fight the hardest when their backs are against the ropes, right? That's when people typically fight the hardest. That's when you perform. When your back is against the ropes and now you have nothing to lose. I think it's called like ground zero or something like that. But basically what he said is when it comes to your work, your purpose, your passion, you need to mentally go to ground zero. And you work from that energy. Like you have nothing to lose. And you go. You go. So when I hear someone say tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, you're not operating from a level of urgency because you think that you have forever, and you don't. You need to do it now, not tomorrow. Now. Figure out how to get it done now. Take a step today, tonight. Don't wait for 2026. Because next thing you know, it's 2027, and you're like, oh, snap. Nothing got done. Because that's usually what happens. You don't need to wait for validation. Trust me. You need your vision and your purpose and this strong desire to not quit. And you need to be focused, tenacious. I have people on my social media who will watch my stories all the time and not once hit the like button. And in this world, your vision and your purpose only belongs to you. Because truth be told, the people around you, they might mean well, but they're not going to jump on board until the rest of the world validates you first. That's why they could watch your stories and see your business, but they won't, hit the simple like button. They won't share it. But they'll like a celebrity's post and they'll share a celebrity's post. And sometimes that comes from looking and realizing that you're on your A game and it may not be perfect, but you're working your ass off and you're building something. And they see that you're taking them steps and they see that you're actually making happen. And then it's a mirror because then they see themselves and then they're like, damn, I ain't doing shit. So understand that your vision is your vision. Your purpose is your purpose. Do not wait from validation from family and friends. That will only burn you out. Because most people don't want to see you do something and climb levels above them. Because they don't think that you could do what they can't do. And that's why they sit there and they try to put their own limitations on you, opening their gums, talking reckless, thinking that, hey, I couldn't do it, so no, you can't do it. They try to pass their own insecurities off on you like it's reality. And it's not. Don't listen to them. They don't have your experience. They don't have your drive. Do not listen to them. If no one sees your art, create it anyway. If they don't watch the video, make it anyway. If no one reads your book, you write it anyway. And you do it with quality to the most high standards that you can. And then you find your market and you build your market from there. Remember, you're not doing this for your friends and family. You're doing it for you. I'm doing this for me. All this is for me. I ain't never needed an audience to validate me. I never needed an audience to tell me who I am. Get to work. That's all of you. Get to work. Stop waiting for permission. And I know this episode went off the rails and it wasn't like the other two episodes. You know, it is what it is. We're not here to be polished. We're just going to be our authentic selves. That's what we bring here. So anyway, our next episode. Man, fuck that shit. I don't even care about cussing anymore. Now we're just gonna cuss on the camera. Like I was trying to keep it. How Drake said, I was really trying to keep it PG. You know who really bang a set? YG. Chuck T. Anyway. But the next episode, we're gonna start diving into the Everboard Chronicles, man. Like I said, I wanted to get these 3 episodes out of the way because I really felt that it was super important for people to understand the industry and to understand the reason why House of NIXON was built and why I jumped out of the quarry trenches after only 2 months and why I decided I was going to build this myself. But next episode, now we can actually get to the fun part. Now we can actually start talking a little bit more about the book and why I wrote this particular story. And yeah, it's going to be super, super, super exciting. And I hope the rest of you all have a good week. I'm still laughing. Hey, I didn't mean to go off like that. I didn't mean to go off like that, but yo. And you know we don't do edits. We just post the videos. We don't cut nothing out. We post them raw, unfiltered. So don't nobody text me, but you can't text me anyway. I'm in another country. I mean, you can, but nuances. But anyone who feels some type of way, hey, like I said, I'm 36 right now. And the next 36 years, I'll be 72. What's these next 36 years going to look like? I can't. I'm sorry. Yeah. So anyway, make sure y'all follow me on IG at the author NIXON. TikTok is the same at the author NIXON. YouTube at House of NIXON. Follow me, man. Leave your comments, likes, shares. Share with me your dislikes. I think the next time y'all see me, next time y'all see me, I won't even be in this Airbnb. Oh, thank God. I'll be in a new spot. So. Anyway, yeah, House of NIXON. Peace.